Umberto Fedeli tells me he would rather be in a garage surrounded by friends than alone in an ornate home. So it stands to reason that this, his family's home, was built as much for others as it was for himself. If I keep going down, I'll reach the trattoria, the Italian-style restaurant in his lower level where he's entertained many hundreds of people. But you'll see that later in this edition of Crane's House Calls. Mr. Fedeli is the CEO and president of the Fedeli Group, an insurance brokerage he founded in Independence. Like his business, Mr. Fedeli has roots in Northeast Ohio.
I'm a peasant kid born in Collinwood, raised in South Euclid, where I then went to St. Gregory, St. Joe's, and John Carroll. So I'm from Cleveland, born and raised here. Love this town, will never move. I love this whole community and love the people and all the attributes. But my mom and dad are immigrants, and my aunts and uncles and many of my cousins and my grandparents were all from Italy. So a big part of who we are is, who our family was.
Mr. Fedeli's Gates Mills home reflects that heritage. Italian and Catholic art adorns the walls of the ornate interior. But there's a lot of other European influence too, including the French chateau exterior and other imports such as the Spanish desk in his office. This is the room where Mr. Fedeli begins his days at 3 or 4 in the morning, and it's also where he greets special guests to his home, many of whom I suspect you'll recognize. So who's stood in this room?
You have. My wife and all 5 of our children, and a number of our family members and friends, but we've had President Bush here when he visited our home several years back. Governor Mitt Romney last summer came in as a guest for an event that we hosted for Senator Portman. Congressman Lautrecht's been here many times.
The home, it seems, was built for entertaining. Out back, there's a pool, a gazebo from Italy, and a new outdoor kitchen. And that's not the only pizza oven the Fedelis have. The other is the focal point of the private restaurant we came to see.
We love people. I do, my family does. So the trattoria was to give the atmosphere of being in a casual Italian restaurant, bistro, so that it would create an environment to enjoy each other's company and friendships and warmth. So it's a fun, casual room. They eat pizza and pasta and olives and cheeses and enjoy some wine. And I am not a person that enjoys golf or boating or fishing. So this is what I do. This is my golf, my fishing, my boating. So happens is I enjoy people, and I enjoy being active in civic things and political things.
Throughout our tour, Mr. Fedeli, the father of 5, spoke of his peasant upbringing. He made it clear he didn't regret the more austere childhood he knew.
So we had really the most important thing, which was our family, our faith, our friends, wonderful relationships. So I was born wealthy from the standpoint of relationships with people who loved you. Not material wealth, we didn't have that, but we weren't missing anything. And those things now are even more important again. So this just gives us the ability to have a little bit nicer atmosphere. But I'd rather be in the backyard, in the inner city, or in the garage with people that I love being with than being in a fancy place with people that you don't have anything in common with or you don't enjoy. So it's all about the people.
Though he hesitated to name a favorite charity, Mr. Fedeli says he tends to like and support those causes that give to the poor, the elderly, and children. For years, he's been the chairman of the Heartthrob Ball, which raises money for the Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital. Given his upbringing and his influence today, I had to ask Mr. Fedeli, how did he go from a 1,000 square foot home in South Euclid to all of this?
It's a testimony of America, because in America, if you're willing to work hard and take risks, then you have the opportunity to live part of the American dream. So it's more of a testimony about this great country, because you could be a peasant kid, but with work and a little risk-taking. I don't know if there's any other place in the world that you can do that.
Crane's House Calls thanks Mr. Fedeli for inviting us to his home, where he ensures his guests have plenty of food, but more importantly, a warm welcome.